You want to know what fucking sucks? I'll tell you what fucking sucks.
What sucks?
Shoveling a ton of gravel. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, if you got lady muscles.
The whole entire time I'm shoveling, all I'm thinking is, who the fuck are the women that want equal rights? The women's movement. Who wanted to do the man's work? Because I fucking didn't. I'd rather be inside making sandwiches and serving iced tea. Fuck this bullshit. I don't want to be equal. I don't want any part of being equal. I will make sandwiches. I will cook dinner. I will wear an apron. I will clean house. I'll vacuum. I'll do whatever I gotta do to keep from fucking shoveling rock. And the difference between TikTok and Facebook is after I get this shit done, I'm going to get on Facebook and brag about everything I accomplished and how fucking happy I am. But just know the truth. I'm pissed. I'm not happy. It doesn't make me feel good. No part of it. Don't want to do it.
I can wear pants. I can wear a top that shows most of my body. And I continue to do so because of all the women who fought for that. Women have the right.
Women didn't fight for you to walk around looking like a whore, okay? That's not what they fought for. They fought for your right to vote, their right for your education, the right for you to play a sport.
Feminism or low gas prices?
I guess low gas prices, because ever since the feminist movement, it's been a lot harder for me to find a guy to pay my bills. And all of a sudden I have to work and I have to do all these things. And I honestly don't want to work. I would rather stay in the kitchen. Mind you, I need some cooking classes, but I think I could take a couple cooking classes and make somebody really happy.
Your actions matter. This is what happens. You think, oh, it's fine, they just might not open the door for us because of all the raging feminists, but you can't act out. Society does change. There is such thing as social engineering. People change their behavior. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, women end up in a really bad situation. Like, she can't get anybody to help her up. Those dudes aren't checking for her, they're not even gonna look at her, they're gonna ignore her. Yeah, we need help. I don't know. It's just like nonstop. Like, let's stop acting out and let's act correct. And at least make the perception that we're not going to perpetuate negative behaviors. Come on. Like, set an example. Like, if you do see someone acting out, make sure to, like, respond accordingly. But luckily, a woman did come, rush over and help her up. But yeah, great point.
I'm gonna get called a pick me. I already know, but I don't care. Why is it that modern feminism just promotes this idea that absolutely nothing is a woman's fault ever? Even in her own life, her own choice. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's men. It's all men. And I get these comments all the time saying like, oh, you're shaming women because they got abused, or you're shaming women because they got, hurt by a man or whatever. You're shaming them like it's their fault. First of all, no, I'm not. It's not your fault that a man is evil and abusive. Okay, that's not your fault. You're not responsible for that. But you are responsible for yourself and the positions that you put yourself in. And me personally, if I was consistently choosing these absolute garbage men to date, marry, whatever it is, that are consistently abusing me, I think it's fair that you should self-reflect. Like, you can sit there all day long and go, men are horrible, men are trash, men are this. Okay, but is that helping you? Is that serving you? Is that mindset getting you anywhere? No. So instead, why don't you take a little responsibility, self-reflect, and evaluate, why is it that I keep choosing these horrible people? And then correct that. And do better for yourself and have a good life instead of whining and crying all the time that men are so horrible. Not all men are horrible. Not all women are good. But you can be good and you can make good choices. I don't know. I just feel like sitting here and telling women that nothing is their fault it's not helping anyone. It's just not. And I know there's people that are going to sit there and go, that's not what's happening. Is that what's happening with every single person in the world? No, I'm not addressing every single woman in the world. I'm addressing the ones who think this way, because there are women who think this way and they live in my comment section. Every woman is capable of making better choices for herself. Don't be a victim. Don't waste your time sitting there blaming men for all your problems. Be smart, make good choices. You're capable. Do better for yourself. You deserve better.
Boys suck. They are so dumb. Literally at every age, so freaking dumb. And you know what? They don't even want to change. And now the world knows it. Thanks, feminism. So why do I think it's a problem of feminism versus boys? Let's start with when they're young. Boys and girls are different, but we live in a society that doesn't seem to want to acknowledge nor nurture those differences. And when they do...
The future is female. No. It gives me hope.
It's kind of sick.
Got detention just for flicking up a girl's skirt.
What? That's it.
Doesn't she know that's just boys being boys?
Yeah, I mean, I've already accepted that as I grow up, I'll probably be harassed and even abused.
Sorry. That's not what I meant.
I think I threw up a little. Instead of finding healthy ways to encourage the differences in boys, we have largely female faculties that don't hesitate to tell them to sit down, sit still, pay attention, or it's the ADHD pills for you. It's like we want them to be girls. Well, and then they get to college. Well, why even go to college at all?
Men attending colleges has dropped to 40% in the past academic year.
Men aren't even welcomed there. The very broad brush of feminism has painted every guy on campus as an evil participant of rape culture and the misogynistic patriarchy that's trying to keep women down. By teaching women to climb the corporate ladder and to date without intention,
why do some women have such an obsession with being on top?
Families aren't being created. Families in which both mother and father are present. And then, having removed the male influence, they turn around and blame men for the problematic men that they've created. I'll let the man who said it best say it again.
You give them this message that it's okay to be a man.
It's not fine. She got all these new cool friends and they didn't like me because I was new and a girl, and I guess that's enough reason. Well, Shady started telling everybody that I fucked a bunch of people, and I was like, what the heck? How? Who? I literally sit at home and watch Harry Potter. I have no friends. Nonetheless, they'd taunt me in the hallways and be like, you slut. Or they'd follow me to the classroom and be like, we're gonna beat your ass. They'd message me on Facebook and be like, we're gonna kill you. And I'd be like, why don't you like me? And they'd be like, die. And I'd be like, okay, fair enough. So I got tired of the bullshit. I was like, I'm gonna become the one thing they fear the most. A real whore. So shortly after, I made one other new friend. His name was Juan, and he was great, and I loved him, and he would invite me to all the parties. I'd go to these parties to get drunk and make out with the guys that these girls liked. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty petty, but yeah. So when I would return to school after the weekend, they'd be like, you're a whore. I'd be like, true. There's really no moral to the story, but if you can't go high, just go really fucking low and beat bitches at their own game.
I don't think that's a flaw.
Can avoid it. Let's get into it, ladies. Number 1, taking them for granted. A man been so good to you for so long, you no longer see the value in him and what he does for you. Number 2, not communicating well or effectively, like expecting a man to read your mind and getting mad when he can't. Number 3, being dismissive about how your behavior makes him feel, or becoming overly defensive when you're being held accountable for your action. Rumor has it that women struggle with accountability. Number 4, being self-consumed and unwilling to compromise. Being so hyper-focused on your laundry list of needs, desires, wants, that you neglect his needs in the process. Remember, a relationship is not just about you or one person getting their needs met. And number 5, allowing your unaddressed trauma, your insecurity, make it hard for that man to enjoy his life and pursue his purpose in peace. Becoming insufferable.
Number 1 way to lose a good man is to act masculine, which is the way you're acting right now. Men don't want to be married to another man. They want a soft-spoken lady who's their peace and helps them relax. Every time this female opens her mouth, no matter how inspiring her speech is, she gives off nagging vibes. It's like she tells you to take out the trash every time you hear her voice. These females need a mute button because literally quiet is more valuable than their bimbo thoughts. And this female addressed the super basic requirements, which just shows how bad it is to date in the West. Nothing about cooking and cleaning for the man or actually making him happy. It's, to sum it up, stop being a self-centered bitch.
My biggest regret in life is getting my tubes tied. And it's not just because I want to get pregnant again. Doctors will promise you that it's not hormonal. It is. And it's caused my hair to fall out at a very alarming rate, weight gain, and not being able to lose that weight. And let's not even get started with the fucking periods. My periods are so bad after getting this procedure done that I have to get iron infusions because I'm severely anemic because of the amount of blood I am losing during my period. My doctor's solution, getting back on birth control to control the bleeding. That defeats the fucking purpose. I got this done so that I didn't need birth control because it's really bad for your body. Truth be told, I would have rather just stayed on birth control because the effects that this has had on me is worse. If you're on a birth control that you don't like, you can stop taking it or you can have it removed. Once you get your tubes tied, you're stuck unless you pay $6,000 to get them untied. And when I said that in my last video, because I made a video saying I regretted getting my tubes tied because I wanted more children, that is true. But I said that I wasn't paying $6,000 to have it reversed. Everybody was like, well, if you can't afford to pay $6,000, you can't afford to have another child. No, I just don't see a point in paying $6,000 for a 10-minute procedure that you only have a 50% chance of even getting pregnant again. Because doctors will tell you that there's a 75% chance you can get pregnant after getting them untied. My doctor told me it was way less than that. It was only about 50%. And that's another thing. These doctors are not fully transparent with you. I did a lot of research and I was aware of the negative side effects. When I brought it up to my doctor, he assured me that that's not true. And so I went ahead and got this done, and I wish I didn't. Depression. My depression is worse. Way worse. My anxiety is way worse. My mood swings is way worse.
If someone puts me, like drafts me in the military, I'm so sorry. I'm running the other way.
Do you think that men have a duty to defend you while you sleep? Do you think that men would be cowards if they did not go to the draft?
I don't necessarily think they'd be cowards.
Well, then who would protect you?
Couldn't tell you.
Do you think that men have a responsibility to show up for the draft if they're drafted? To defend the nation and make sure that you're protected?
Yes.
Well, then how come you don't?
If men who aren't drafted in the military don't protect us, I don't know who's going to protect us.
Right. So if they have that responsibility and they're cowards if they don't go to the draft, right? Somebody has to go. You prefer that it's them over you, right?
Yes.
That doesn't sound very equal. You're talking about feminism being part of this equality and anti-patriarchy. It would appear that the patriarchy is necessary because you want them to go and fight wars on your behalf so that you can sleep at night without having any troubles, right? And you don't want to go fight those wars.
So nothing bad happened? You didn't wreck it? You didn't hit anybody? You didn't run anybody over? You didn't get a speeding ticket? Wait, Jeffy, why are you making that face? Jeffy, did you get a speeding ticket?
If anyone cares, I now identify as bacon. 73% fat and salty as fuck.
This is Put a Finger Down, Places You've Had Sex edition. In a car. In a hotel. In a shower. Someone else's house. A movie theater. A cemetery. School. Work. A park. A river, pool, or beach. Woods. Or in your own house.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No. No, we're not doing that. No. I don't know why you're into this, but we're stopping it right now.
I'm sorry. Not everybody fits in the bad bitch genre. It's a genre. Not everybody fits on the rasta.
Can someone tell me why it still hurts even when, like, you're getting back into dating and you feel more mature and you end things with someone after, like, a couple of dates? And, like, I've been on, like, 3 dates recently, like, 3 dates with 3 different guys, but I've gone on, like, second dates with all of them, second or third dates, and I ended it with one guy, the other guy ended it with me, but I was gonna end it with him anyway, so that was mutual. And this other guy, you just can tell he doesn't feel it. And, like, I thought that because I'm more mature and because it's mutual, or because I'm making the decision, that it would be less hard and I would be less sad because it's early on and stuff. But I think when it's just stacked on top of each other, like, it adds up. Like, why am I crying? Like, does anybody else feel this way? Even just, like, when you feel like you're mostly healed and you're going back into dating, like, why does it still fucking hurt?
What are we gonna do without men?
Your question: what would our world look like without sons?
brothers, fathers, husbands, and uncles. It has taken raising sons for me to realize how toxic society can be towards men. Oh, the good ones are taken. The future is female, or men need to behave, are constantly tossed around, cloaked in feminism or equality. But why is this okay? Simply being female doesn't make you better than a man. Men do not deserve to bear the brunt of another man's actions any more than a female. Men do not deserve to be judged by their gender, just like women. The future is female doesn't even make any sense. I'm blessed to have had quite a few good ones in my life, role models I know my sons will learn from, but that's not to say I haven't known a few bad apples. I just don't allow those experiences to define half of the human race. If you think along the lines of men need to behave, the future is female, or the good ones are taken, maybe ask yourself why you deserve one of the good ones when you make no room for positive masculinity.
Really have a right to be treated respectfully.
We are unfortunately running out of time, but Peter, I just want to get one final thought from you. Are there words that are used to describe men that offend you?
Not particularly, and if there are some I don't like, I certainly wouldn't want them banned, but it always goes back to that old adage, sticks and stones may break my bones, but there will always be something to offend a feminist.
Peter
Lloyd. Well, no, that's just obnoxious.
Peter Lloyd,
you have to give me a chance. That is ridiculous. No, hang on, I won't do your show again.
The relationship between feminism, dating behavior, and personal experiences is a complex and contentious area in today's evolving landscape of relationships and gender dynamics. The traditional notion of men having a duty to defend women is being redefined in the context of gender equality, with some advocating for shared responsibility regardless of gender. The decision to undergo tubal ligation or having one's tubes tied carries significant medical and social implications, including emotional challenges and societal judgment, particularly for women. Dating behavior among men is evolving, with traditional gender roles being challenged and a more fluid approach to courtship and relationships. Men are increasingly embracing vulnerability and emotional openness, moving away from stereotypes of stoicism and dominance. This shift reflects a growing recognition of the value of equality and understanding in personal connections. The ongoing dialogue around these issues will play a crucial role in shaping a more equitable and empathetic future for all individuals. This concludes our A4 Anonymous coverage for the day. Click that like button, please. Make sure you hit that notification bell in addition to subscribing. Leave a comment telling us what you think. Have a great day tomorrow.